Hey everybody, welcome back to the Five Pines podcast. I'm your host Jamie AB. So I made a video why I was voting for Pierre Poilievre, and today I'm going to be telling you guys why I'm not voting for Jagmeet Singh, why I'm not voting NDP, and I will be doing another one as to why I left the left as a former ex-leftist as well, but this one is going to be focused on Jagmeet Singh because there's a whole video's worth of stuff here. Okay, let's get into it. Well, I hate liars. I really don't like liars, and Jagmeet Singh gets up in the House of Commons almost every single day that he's there and lies about the Conservatives working with the Liberals as if he's not keeping them in power, saying no to every non-confidence vote, which means yes. By the way, everybody talks about on the left, all of this white privilege. But what's the most ironic to me is that, do I think white privilege exists for us? No. Do I think white privilege exists for Justin Trudeau? Yes. And these people, the NDP, have kept this man and his privilege in power for way too long. Okay? Way too long. And that is a massive betrayal in itself for millennials like me who were probably NDP voters because of Jack Layton. Okay? And the messages that Jack Layton put out were way more unifying. Go watch how Jack Layton campaigned versus Jagmeet Singh. Not even close. He complained about all of this lobbying happening in the Conservatives, which is, it is what it is. The way I see it is that we do need businesses to invest in Canada, okay? It's very, very important. Do I think that government officials should be able to invest in the things that they're approving? No, I don't think so. But I definitely think that there's something there because as somebody who loves amusement parks, I know that we do need rich billionaires to come to Canada and create business for us. That's just how it works and has worked since the beginning of the Industrial Revolution. Okay. We need billionaires to come over here. It's whether or not the party is going to allow the rest of us to get ahead as well. You're always going to have government that's in bed with business. I'm not saying it's okay. I'm just saying I'm at the point now where I'm literally like, okay, but which one of you lets me get ahead? I would love to just point out to you guys the green slush fund and how the government has invested in all of these green projects, but you know who's running the green projects, like Stephen Guilbeault's business and, Randy. And not only that, I have watched the NDP dismiss things that need to be, like when people need to be held accountable in government, like the Liberals. The NDP and the Liberals will dismiss a meeting and nothing comes of it. They are not willing to at all go after the Liberals for the wrongdoing that they do, and then simultaneously at the same time say that about Pierre Poilievre. It drives me insane. Like, you are saying what you're doing, but you're saying Pierre Poilievre is doing it. That's actually what you're doing, Jagmeet Singh. I digress. He betrayed our bodily autonomy by standing with the wax mandates, okay? And who is the NDP working for? Because I thought the NDP was for the working people, standing up for bodily autonomy. The NDP and some of their members are quite literally willing to go door to door to force you to get it. They're even more hardcore than the Liberals were. So they've lost my vote forever, okay? Unless some radical bodily autonomy NDP, but that's not going to happen because the NDP is probably filled with young people who are super, super left-leaning now, and they love wax mandates because, when medical tyranny and government tyranny is for the greater good in their eyes, it's okay. Made. Now, I'll get into a whole video about this, but the fact that the NDP and the Liberals are so willing to allow Canadians to themselves, by the way, to do that procedure, you have to paralyze someone and then give them a drug that puts water in their lungs, and that's how so we're at the point where this is obviously or genetics, because I can't say the real word, okay? And like, we had to use the most of our voices, and psychologists came out and said, if you guys put mental health as a reason to apply for MAID, that defeats the whole purpose of ours. Like, our whole purpose is to help people not unalive themselves, you guys. And my whole philosophy in life, that's why I wanted to be a child and youth worker, because I was adopted at 16. And if I had, and I worry that if I didn't have someone in my life telling me that I was, worth something, that I would have. And I went on to live for way, way more. And it's a part of the reason why I got into the program that I got into. And then all of a sudden we're, giving pamphlets for people to apply for MAID. It just goes, and I understand in like the worst case scenarios, I understand that. Okay. I was an advocate for these things, but hear me out. How come we haven't done any studies as to why the fuck Canadians are dying so much and living such terrible lives and having such horrible health that many of them have chose MAID? Should we not be asking questions of the quality of life in Canada if that many people have chose? Don't even, in the next point, I'm going to talk about all of the Canadians that have died waiting for healthcare, but are we not going to take a step back and be like, hey, what have we done to fail Canadians this much that they feel that this is the only way out? How about that? Poverty, homelessness, 75,000 Canadians dying since 2018 of lack of access to healthcare. You guys can say that it's a provincial issue, but I would gather you to go. It is a entire effort of every single Google, please go Google it. Google who runs the hospitals, okay? Because I was like, who do we have CEOs? The people who like make the rules for hospitals overall and like run the board of directors it's the federal government. And I'm not saying provincially there's not responsibility there absolutely is. That's on the list too. But when the federal government sees these numbers and doesn't try to stop it, doesn't stop holding, like if I was the NDP and I seen that 75,000 Canadians, I would be like, you know what, we need to regroup. We need to let the Canadians have a say. I'm not holding up Justin Trudeau anymore. The dental plan is not worth the 75,000 Canadians dying. And there's so many reasons for that. By the way, it's not just provincially. It is the amount of immigrants we locked people in their fucking homes. And the excuse was that it's going to overrun our hospitals. But then we invite millions of people over here, pour from an empty cup. We don't have the resources to give to these people. And somehow that's okay and accepted and tolerated, and if you don't agree with it, you're racist. So, yeah, the NDP lost me there. Jagmeet Singh calling people like me who were very affected by the mandates and the forced you let us down, and then you let us down again when you called us extremists and all of these different things for opposing having to get it. So the left and their perceived, I'm going to lose bodily autonomy because that's what everybody keeps saying Pierre Poilievre is going to do. Your hyperboles and conspiracies do not equal the shit that we went through the pandemic. It doesn't equal, okay? And we actually lost our freedoms. You guys are talking about conspiracy theories that Pierre Poilievre has denounced. We're talking about our real fucking lives, and we are told that never happened. It's crazy. I'm just throwing this in here right now, but another reason I do not like the NDP, specifically Jagmeet Singh, is because they allowed an election to go through during a deadly pandemic. And the amount of things that they did to citizens to justify the things that they did, like locking us in our homes and stuff, and then had an election. I'm sorry, you had already just had an election in 2019, and you're telling me that Canadians don't want to say now, but they wanted to say during the pandemic? What? not only that, the tone deafness of all of us. If you weren't watching your loved one die of COVID, you were watching them die from lack of access to health care. So I'm literally sitting in the hospital watching my grandma die, and I go home and I see that TikTok of Jagmeet Singh doing his little dance, and I'm like, I am never voting for you guys again. I can't even vote for you because my grandma's dying and I have to be there for her because of the healthcare system here. And you guys are doing so many things in the name of this pandemic, and you're gonna call an election. I can't even talk about it that much because it gets me so emotional. But I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe how tone deaf it was. I couldn't believe how messed up it was. So, yeah. The amount that affected me is going to last a lifetime. And there's nothing that anybody can say to take that away, because that's my life experience, as the left would like to say. And it's a horrific one. And I know I'm not the only one. So, anyways, back to the video. And probably the number one reason that millennials will not be voting for him, us millennials who were very passionate about being NDP with Jack Layton, is that he is now holding up Justin Trudeau in a coalition in Parliament. And the whole point of the NDP was definitely that they were not the same. They're not the same. They weren't the same as the Liberals. They were more for workers, and it's just not the case anymore. And like I said in my other video, there was a NDP whistleblower who said that Jagmeet Singh is pretty much power hungry, blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking, like, yeah, but the Liberals can say that they didn't like Justin Trudeau and, vote against him. But it's another, and same with the NDP can say, oh, I don't agree with Jagmeet Singh but you all agree with him. You had the ability to say, no, we stand with the Conservatives and we are putting forth a bill to, get the Canadians an election because we know that they want an election. And you guys have not done that. They have not done that. They have voted with Jagmeet Singh because Jagmeet Singh told them to vote a certain way, and that's how they're voting. So I'm obviously more hesitant to vote, even if I did like an NDP candidate in my riding, which is Charlie Anus, all right? And I do not like Charlie Anus or Anthony Rota. I don't know. We're in the middle, and I see signs for both. It's very strange. But anyways, you guys have lost our trust. The walls that Jack Layton built, I need you guys to understand, by holding up Justin Trudeau for the last 2 years and making our lives hell, you guys have knocked down any walls and, quite frankly, taken out the foundation of what the NDP used to be. I don't even recognize it anymore. I don't. Okay? And just because they were a certain way before doesn't mean they're like that now. Okay? People can change. That's the whole point of liberalism. So when people are like, what, Pierre's voting history on pro-life? He knows it's political suicide. He's not going to do it. He's not going to do it. And one more thing is, if you, Jagmeet Singh, this is for you. If for the last 2 years you've had such a strong coalition where you felt it was necessary to betray your voter base and team up with the Liberals, okay, because you had so much power to get stuff done, why have things gotten significantly worse? And excuse my language, because I know you guys were upset that I swore, but why the fuck haven't you stopped it? You've seen Canadians, and because of the policies that you guys keep putting through, go downhill. Why haven't you stopped it? Why haven't you given us an election? Because you're in it for yourselves. And you know what? every politician might be in it for themselves. I don't believe that. I truly don't. I truly believe that if someone like me was running for to be a politician, it would be because I do want to better my community. My entire platform, actually, until it was stolen from, was highlighting Northern Ontario businesses. People do care about their communities, okay? We are not far right, okay? We're not far right for not voting NDP or Liberal. They have gone far left. And all of the examples that I use today are examples of them being far left, and it's not working. Don't even, like, I will be making a video about DEI. I will be making a video about why I left the left, okay? But they've just broken too much trust, and they need to know that. So that's why I made this video today. Thanks guys for watching. If I get enough subscribers, I can get paid for this. And as somebody who gained 13,000 followers on TikTok, who would have been paid like a pretty penny if I lived in the States, the thought of being paid for my content and having an extra bit of cash right now in this horrible ass economy that we live in is unbelievable to me. You guys know I'm injured. I can't really work. And I've been speaking out for 3 years, and the thought of being paid to post my content makes me so excited that I could literally cry. So if you subscribe and you comment and you like, just know you're helping me out a lot, and it doesn't go unnoticed, and I'm very, very, very grateful. So I hope you guys have a great day. Tell me why or why not you're voting for NDP, why you did in the past, why you're not now, and I hope you guys have a great day.